chance though here. Akermanis on, goes for goal. Good kick right there. It's through. Another one.
A much pleasure in declaring Jason Akermanis the 2001 Brownlow Medal winner.
Akermanis, left full snap. Akermanis has kicked a goal.
If you keep playing Russian roulette, you'll potentially shoot yourself. This is a terrible time for the club.
Sakermanis, can he conjure something? You bet he can!
The recent events have made the relationship between Jason and the Western Bulldogs untenable. What we can't tolerate is unique individuals that don't play by team rules. It's team above all else.
You might have missed that during the week. Jason Akermanis was sacked from the Dogs.
Did it happen, did it? Yeah, no, I caught up with that one.
Lee Matthews, he had to do a very similar thing a few years ago. During the week, he said he was very relieved with what had happened at Whitten Oval during the week.
I feel a little bit better this week because my conscience over the last, since the Acker situation has been, well, did we do everything at the Lions? Did I do everything as coach? Did I do everything as a manager that I could have done to, you know, not to get to that situation? Can I tell you in one sentence, Acker's a pain in the arse around the footy club, and once he wasn't going to help you enough on the field, you get him out of the joint.
Lee Matthews was coach at the time. The skipper was Michael Voss. He had to deliver the news to the world.
The match committee and leadership group believe that due to his lack of form and his inability to meet team disciplines, standards and expectations, we have decided to take this action.
Yahoo poll result while you get your hair right. Let's have a look at what the viewers had to say on Friday night. Did the Bulldogs make the correct decision in sacking Jason Akermanis? No. You had to sack Jason effectively in 2006. Didn't mention the word trust. The Bulldogs did. Had you lost complete trust and faith in Jason?
Yeah, well, it's recapping old ground, I guess. But, I mean, that, by what Lee said, that was almost like it was 5 years that it was about to explode. He probably could have gone much deeper than that. But, yeah, look, I think we're exactly the same situation. I was sitting back. I saw him get suspended from the football club. I thought, that's it. It's over. Because we're in the exact same situation. And it went, went due south very quickly. So, yeah, it was a bit of a tough time for the footy club. And I reckon the Bulldogs have categorically made the right decision.
Categorically
Made the right
without
decision.
knowing the circumstances, categoric. I mean, how bad is he, Vossi? How disruptive is this man? If Lee Matthews, who's never really criticised everyone, said he's a pain in the arse. Now, everyone who listens to that thinks, how bad is he in the football club?
Well, I'm certainly not going to nail the coffin, but put the nail in the coffin. But I think that I guess when you sort of think, a lot of people sort of think you don't manage it and you're not going through and you don't have discussions, you don't counsel and you're not putting him through and you have discussions and you have all those and on a weekly and sometimes daily basis. And the important thing is that you've got to be able to maintain that team tact and that means being able to keep information within the football club. It is categoric. It means being able to put some of your own self-interest aside and be able to invest in the team. And we've sort of felt that we lost that. And that's why we made the decision that we did. And there was an article that was written a while back that said he was 5% chance staying at the football club, and the players were quite adamant that they didn't want him in the club when they found that out. And he said that publicly, and that was probably the final straw. And again, I come back, I listen to some of the radio interviews, and it's not one thing. We've got to get away from the fact that it's one event that happens. It's a series of events over a long period of time. Some you know publicly, and some you don't know that happen privately. So I think we can get away from the notion that it's one thing. It's a number of things that happen over a long period of time.
I think you looked at that poll and you thought a little bit surprised that it was weighed probably heavily in Jason's favour, but I think if you did a poll around footy clubs and people involved in footy clubs, it would be a little bit different because they know how important it is to have everyone on the same page. And what Vossi's saying, right, you need everyone on the same page. It's a team game. Everyone's got to be pulling together. So I think the poll result would be different if you just did it around a general footy club.